at the right price, that great American coin hunt is the fun of it all. And the number one series is that Vintage Morgan. And inside of that, we have Philadelphia, San Francisco, New Orleans, the only Southern Mint, Carson City, and the one Denver. Finding the keys to each of those respective series is always our drive. We talk about them every hour of every coin show here on the network. Tonight, for the first time in almost 14 months, this super slider is back. Which means we're over a year ago, which means in 2024, we did not talk about the 1896-0 because I could not find them in quantity enough in this condition, this quality, to make this conversation work for all of us. Before I go too far in, though, I want to talk about the grade or condition. Years ago, Don and I would be talking back and forth about uncirculated coins or about uncirculated as a coin. It's the same three words. Where we pause is a grade difference and a value difference, drastic. So Don just said, instead of saying AU, which a lot of people don't understand, they do understand, though. You look at a coin, it's gorgeous. You might think it's uncirculated. It slides by, so we call them super sliders. Now, in the last decade plus, they actually use that terminology all throughout the industry. With pluses, super sliders exist. Thank you, Don. That's where it all came from. So we're looking at coins on the Sheldon scale that are, again, circulated 0 to 59, uncirculated 60 to 3, theoretical perfect 70. These grade 53 to 55, about uncirculated AU. Slide by super sliders. So with that said, now let's talk about this coin and why this coin makes a big difference in the marketplace. If you look at the rarest New Orleans minted Morgans, and there were 26 of them between 1879 and 1904. 26 of them. The most limited is the 93-0. Right behind that was the 95-0, followed by the 94-0. So we look at the guidebooks, the red books, the blue books, etc., the guidebooks, and they tell us how many were made to give us that ranking of the most limited to the ones that are not. But today we know that from years and years of going to shows that the mintage figure doesn't tell me whether I'm going to find it or not. Because there are coins like this one where the mintage just says I should find it, but in this condition, I can't. And the numbers prove it out. So for the last 40 years, we've been using a plus. And that plus is the certification services of NGC and PCGS, ANAX as well. They publish everything that they do, every coin that they've seen. So if they're publishing everything, we can now see what a mintage figure of 4.9 million really means today, and how that compares to a mintage of 400,000, and what does that mean today, etc. So if you go back to the 93-0, the holy grail in the series, the most limited production, 93-0, if you add up NGC and PCGS together, you're going to get 22,000 coins known. And in circulated condition, a VG8 fine 12, it's give or take $500, and it's about $7,000 to $8,000 uncirculated certified. If you go to the 95-0, the second rarest, it just goes off the charts. Even though there are 38,000 coins that are known over the last 40 years, seen, they're at $799 and over $20,000 in uncirculated condition. And those are the benchmarks, the top two coins in the series in this particular mint. And then we look at the sleepers. And the ones that I call sleepers are, I can't find it. But where's the value reference? How does it stack up? Well, here, if we look at three basic grades, nice circulated, that VG8 fine 12, very fine. Then there's a beautiful eye appeal circulated coin. Then we jump to about uncirculated, a super slider, and then we jump to a true uncirculated coin, right? Mint state 60, 61, etc. Where do they lie in price? If a AU with a 53 to a 55 is close, very close to a fine 12, good value. If an AU is really close to an uncirculated, a mint state 60, it might mean, if you can, jump to a 60. Well, in this case, it's not functional for the average collector. Over the last 40 years, NG, PC, ANACs have seen 29,500. Very close to the 93 and way under the 95.0 we just talked about. If you want these coins circulated, they're at $199 for a fine 12. Or $50 more for a 53 to a 55. They are at $650 for the same grade we are. Yeah, that tells you their markup. And they sell their coins. It's just being at the right place at the right time to see our coins, our grades, and of course, always our value. When you jump this one to uncirculated, you're looking at that $1,500 to $1,700 range. Closer to $1,700 are certified NG and PC 6061s versus nice looking raw coins. And when you get to these levels, I recommend strongly buy the certified in UNC because of the huge jump in price. You just want to protect yourself. Why wouldn't you? On the other hand, when you're looking at a grade like this, which is obvious, you look at it, it's gorgeous. We know where they stand. We know where a 60 is. And the marketplace just tells us value. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. I'm done to my last 6 or 7 coins. Lots of people on with us tonight. Thank you all for that. Remember, avccoins.com. And if this one's in your shopping cart, push it through. We are very close to a sellout. Actually, we might be there. And we don't want to turn down a sale, trust me. But I don't want to hunt for this coin either. Because again, as I referenced when I walked into this conversation tonight on this particular coin, it's been a long time since we've had this gorgeous 96.0 in these beautiful 53, 55 super slider grades. But even more so, the AVC way, look at the price. And thanks.